Hello, everyone. I'm ZHAO Chuang. Today, we are going to draw a Wuerhosaurus. Wuerhosaurus is an extraordinary stegosaurian. It looked much like the general Stegosaurians, but the biggest difference was that its bone plates were flat. Stegosaurians had many notable features. The most salient was their bone plates and tail spikes, then the proportion of its forelimbs to its hind limbs varied largely. It had short forelimbs and long hind limbs. Now, let's draw the Wuerhosaurus. While drawing, I'll talk about the features of each part of its body step by step. Before we draw the Wuerhosaurus, let's first determine the general position of each part. First, let's draw its head here and its tail here. This is where the tip of its tail is. Let's leave some space here to draw its tail spikes. Its tail accounted for nearly half of its body length, a little bit shorter, so we put the length of its tail like this. The highest position of its back, exclusive of its bone plates, is here. Let's draw its legs here. Now let's begin drawing the details of its head. The head of Wuerhosaurus was small, nearly a square when viewed from the side, like most Stegosaurians. Its mouth was very big, and there was a beak in the front of its nose. Here, we draw its lower jaw, with the front narrow, and the rear broad. Here, we draw its eyes. We can draw some bone structures above its eyes. Then let's draw its nostrils in the front. Now let's draw its neck until here. The neck of Stegosaurians generally was not very short. Moving backward, let's draw its back. We can draw a light line, because we'll draw many bone plates later. This streamline extends to its tail. Next, let's draw its throat. Like many other Stegosaurians, it might have the gular armor. Then let's draw its breastbones, followed by its shoulders. After determining the position of its shoulders, we can draw its forelimbs. Here we draw its upper arm and forearm. Wuerhosaurus had short forelimbs. At the end of its forelimb, there were 3 digits it used to walk with, and only the first 2 had nails. It also had another 2 little digits that didn't touch the ground much, so it had 5 digits in total. Here we draw the other leg. When it walked, it mainly used the first 3 digits to touch the ground. Here we draw the 2 outer ones. Next, let's draw the shape of its belly, followed by its wide pelvis and thighs. It had long thighs and short shanks. Let's draw the 3 toes on its rear foot. As the first one is blocked, we can only see 2 from this angle. It had a full belly. Then let's draw the other leg. Now let's draw its tail. We know the curve above is like this, so when drawing the part below, we need to draw the tail along this imaginary line. At the end of its tail, there were 4 bony spikes protruding horizontally. So from this angle, when we draw them, we should make them tilt backward. The other two are like this. Next, let's draw its bone plates from its neck to its back, and then all the way to the end of its tail. Like other Stegosaurians, bone plates of Wuerhosaurus might be in staggered arrangement. Its bone plates in the front were similar to those of Stegosaurus, but a big difference between it and Stegosaurus was that the bone plates arranged between its trunk and its tail, especially above its pelvis, became very flat. So were the bone plates on the other side. The bone plates of the first half of its body were sharp. They got flatter towards the rear. After finishing drawing bone plates along the dotted line that has been drawn, we draw the part linking them, and its skin and flesh, and the boundary between them and the trunk. Then let's move a little and draw the highest line of its back above. After that, let's draw the armor below its neck. On the side of its trunk, following the intersecting line of its belly and back, we can draw some scales. Lastly, let's draw some small dots on the side of its body, which means there were large scales. Good, like this, we've finished drawing this Wuerhosaurus.